G'day, my name is Savvy. I'm the lead guy of Alpha 6, which is a suicide prevention program that I run here in the Adelaide Hills. And today we're going to be talking about improving your mindset and your mental health during difficult times. So a little bit of background information about myself. I've got 20 plus years in broadcast media experience. I also have lived experience of depression, and due to that, I really want to help people. So I started up Alpha 6 to assist people get through depression, come up with tactics and coping mechanisms so they can get themselves through it, but also to be that person who reaches out to say, hey, are you doing okay? And just to be there, because from my own experience, I was I felt very alone when I went through depression, and there was nobody there to ask me that question, are you okay? So that's what I want to be. I want to be that person who reaches out and helps others through this really difficult time in their lives. I'm also Citizen of the Year of the Mount Barker District Council for 2020. The people who I've helped in the past, I guess they're the ones that nominated me, and I'm very grateful for the recognition, and I feel quite honoured to receive that. So in this video, I'm going to touch on how to keep a healthy mindset and keep your mental toughness and resilience top-notch during difficult times. Now at the moment, we're all going through the experience of the coronavirus. It's a world pandemic. It's pretty much affecting everybody. So the thing is though, everybody is reacting to it in their own way. It's different for everybody. But these tactics, which I'm going to share today, will hopefully assist you in getting through this. So it's very common for most people to feel the victim in these situations, the victim mentality as they call it. Now, one way or another, the coronavirus has affected you, and you feel a victim because of that. Because you're restricted in what you're doing or what you can do, or you have the virus and you've been isolated. So you feel like you're the victim. Now, the victim mentality, that's something that most people feel through difficult situations. They feel like they've been targeted, but in this situation, that's not the case. So what you got to do is, instead of thinking like the victim, like you're the victim, you got to think like, okay, I'm part of this, but I can get above it. There are things you can do to control the situation, thus not making you a victim. Now, one of the things you can do is take control of self-responsibility. You are responsible for your own life. You can't control what happens within your life, but you are responsible to how you react or act to that situation or whatever's going on. Choices, actions, and even your values, you are responsible for them yourself. But the moment you stop taking responsibility, you circle back into that victim mentality mindset. That's what you don't want to do. You want to avoid that. And that's when you start shifting blame and blaming others for your own actions. Now, there's another ingredient that works hand in hand with self-responsibility to work, and that's self-discipline. You need to be self-disciplined to manage your self-responsibility, but you also need to be responsible to manage your self-discipline. That's why they go hand in hand. Now that you've got a grasp on self-responsibility and self-discipline, we can move on to the topic of how to keep a healthy mindset. During tough times, there's two things you need to do to help you maintain a healthy mindset. Those two things are keeping as much normality as possible and also giving yourself purpose. People need a purpose, and they need a direction to get there too. Without these things, you feel useless, you don't feel important, and sometimes you don't know who you are. You don't know your own identity or what your meaning is. So that's why it's important to have a purpose, something to aim for, a goal. Because without these, your mind could slip into some unhealthy thinking habits and lead on to mental health conditions such as depression. Active engagement is the key to keeping your mind healthy. So here's what you got to do. You have to schedule your goals each week. Let me show you how to do that. So to keep your mind actively engaged and focused on what you got to do, schedule it. So personally, I use whiteboards. I'm a big fan of whiteboards, and as you can see here, I've broken it up using just normal tape into different weeks. So I got week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and of course you can put the dates in there as well. So that's week 1, the top row. Second row, I've got week 2, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Week 3 at the bottom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now I haven't put weekends on there because that's your time. The weekends are for you, and that's when you practice self-care. So you look after yourself during those times. But during the weekdays, when you're normally working, especially if you're at home, working from home, it's very hard to separate your work life and your home life and know when to stop doing your work life and then transition back into home life. So be strict on yourself, write down what your goals are for the day, and then write down times. So write down what your schedule is on there, what time you're going to be working, and what time is your cutoff point to finish work for the day, and then just put your feet up and relax. So always put your goals, take your goals out of your head, put them down in front of you, because it's easier to visualize your goal when it's in front of you rather than in your head. So always do that. But yeah, I'm a very visual person and this works great for me, so I'm hoping it will work well for you as well. Another thing I want to touch on in this video is perspective. How do you see the world? How are you influenced? Are you internally influenced or are you externally influenced? A lot of us are a bit of both, but it's all about challenge versus threat. Let's take this coronavirus as a very good example. A lot of people will see this as a threat, whereas if you change your perspective on it and see it as a challenge, people tend to rise more to challenges than to threats. So it's about mindset and perspective. When you think of a threat, your body starts to go into the fight or flight mode. And that's when your body is setting itself up and your mind is setting itself up for failure. So always view things as a challenge because you rise to challenges. I always say to people that I never have any problems in life, and they look at me funny and they laugh and they say, well, of course you've got problems in life. Everyone has problems in life. I go, nah, not me, I have challenges. And when I see my problems as challenges, I tend to overcome them because I rise to that challenge. It makes me stronger, and just because of that mindset, that perspective, it helps me get over them. I hope this short video has given you a brief insight and some ideas on how to keep a healthy mindset during tough times. Remember to work on your self-responsibility, self-discipline, perspective, and also your weekly goal setting. Lay it out on a whiteboard, just like I showed you. Now remember, your mind is really important. Look after yourself. It's just like a muscle. You've got to keep it strong. Now, if you want to follow my work in the future, please follow my Facebook page. Type in Savvy Motivation and Alpha 6 into the search engine on Facebook and it should pop up. Just hit like and you'll get all my updates.